Missouri's own insurance data shows about North St. Louis and why the state fought to keep it from you. After last May's tornado, Five on Your Side went to the state and asked for the insurance records it collects on these neighborhoods every single year. At first, the state said no, and we asked again.
They told us the information was confidential, that it belonged to the companies, not the public. We disagreed and pressed on the law. What emerged from that process had been sitting in a government file for a very long time, and our political editor, Mark Maxwell, has been digging into it to find out what the state knew before the tornado hit.
Yeah, let's take a look at that, Mike and Kelly. In every single year of the last decade, roughly half the homes in the three hardest hit, lowest income zip codes in the tornado zone carried no insurance. The state had that number and collected it every year since 1988. After Joplin, the state found that underinsurance is a crisis that can cripple a rebuild. Then look what happened just before the tornado hit. In 2023, this dotted line is when an insurance company loses money. Insurance companies were actually paying out more money in these neighborhoods than they collected, a sign that the market there was already cracking. So what did they do? They raised prices. 565 families in those three hardest hit zip codes dropped their coverage. Every one of those families calculating the premium just wasn't worth the cost.
I take a little bit of responsibility here and believe that the department needs to do more in terms of educating the public about the need and the how important insurance is, because in our state, it's not a question of if a storm is going to happen or if something bad is going to happen. It's a question of when.
Then when the storm hits, there's the question of what your policy is worth. Take a look at this. The same 1,500 square foot house in Clayton would get a $280,000 payout, even if that house sells for $750,000. The same size house in North City, maybe it sells for $57K. The insurance payout, $60,000. But guess what? The bricks cost the same in both zip codes. It's the land or maybe the insurance policy in many cases that is worth a lot less. But in that part of town, the state data combined with construction cost data shows that $60K covers just 25 cents of the dollar in the rebuild there. In Joplin, you take a look and zoom out at the big picture, insurers paid out $1 billion in damages for roughly more than a third, 36 cents on the damaged dollar in the first 100 days. We're past a year already. Insurers here in North City have only paid out $420 million in claims, or about 26 cents on the dollar. This is evidence Senator Josh Hawley uses to say that maybe some of the biggest insurers have been slow-walking payouts to tornado survivors. So I went to the state's top regulator and asked her to name names.
You know who they are. You've got the data. The public doesn't. Why protect them?
I don't think, Mark, I don't view it as protecting them. I view that as my role as a regulator to be neutral. And so I have actions that I have to take against insurance companies.
Since May 16th, have you initiated a formal enforcement action against any insurance company for its tornado claims handling?
I can't comment on that, Mark.
Okay.
Stay tuned. Stay tuned. That would be what I would say. Stay tuned.
Okay.
Stay tuned. What we still don't have, here it is. The Hawley letters with names of constituents, names of insurance companies, any kind of paper trail about who complained and what the state did with it. We also don't have the governor's correspondence with the Department of Commerce and Insurance. We don't have the identity of the companies the director knows triggered her cancellation bulletin in the early aftermath of the tornado, and she won't name them. We also don't have the claims data from the tornado year, 2025, the actual year that it hit. The director did promise that report for this tornado anniversary. We'll stay on it.